Why are some MMA fighters taking money away from boxers? Francis Ngannou in his first boxing match earned around $10 million, whereas Devin Haney, one of the stars of the new generation, earned only about $5 million in his championship bout against Regis Prograis. Why is it that Francis Ngannou in his second fight will earn 4 times more than the $5 million Gervonta Davis earned in his fight against Hector Garcia? There's only one answer to this, and that's what we're going to address.
Some fighter doesn't want to do the strongest fight.
A new phenomenon has captivated fans and fighters alike, the crossover fight. But what exactly is this? Crossover boxing involves individuals from non-boxing backgrounds participating in boxing matches primarily for entertainment and promotional value. This isn't just about who can throw the hardest punch or land the perfect takedown. It's about breaking barriers, testing limits, and proving oneself across disciplines. But why have these crossover fights captured our collective imagination and generate a lot of money? The answer lies in the allure of the unknown, the excitement of seeing our favorite warriors test their mettle in unfamiliar territory. It's the thrill of the what if. What if a world-class boxer could take on an MMA legend? Who would emerge victorious in a battle that transcends the conventional rules of engagement? Are you starting to understand why it's generating so much money? If not yet, let's continue. The appeal of these battles is undeniable, drawing in fans from both boxing and MMA to witness history in the making. Figures like Conor McGregor, the charismatic MMA superstar, stepping into the boxing ring to face Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated boxing legend, have set the stage for this new era of combat sports. Their bout was more than a fight. It was a spectacle, a cultural event that transcended the boundaries of their respective sports. And they're not alone. Names like Tyson Fury, the heavyweight boxing champion with a personality as formidable as his punch, facing off against Francis Ngannou, the devastating former UFC heavyweight champion, tease the potential for epic showdowns that fans can only dream of. These crossover fights aren't just matches. They're monumental events that show the courage to step out of their comfort zones for glory and money. This is the new frontier of combat sports, and it's just getting started. In the high-stakes world of combat sports, attention is currency, and crossover fights are the gold mine. These colossal matchups do more than just bring together champions from different disciplines. They capture the global spotlight, generating a whirlwind of media frenzy, fan excitement, and, most importantly, financial windfalls that are hard to ignore. At the core of these electrifying events is a simple truth. Sports and sponsorships today thrive on attention, and crossover fights command attention like nothing else.
To do and deliver to the market the best fight with good price and make the fight that people want to see it.
The financial allure of these crossover bouts is staggering. Consider the groundbreaking fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, which not only shattered pay-per-view records, but also generated over $500 million in total revenue. This isn't just a payday, it's a jackpot, providing fighters with earnings that dwarf their usual purses. The fight game is lucrative, but when the worlds of MMA and boxing collide, the financial stakes reach stratospheric levels. But it's not just the fighters who cash in. Promoters, networks, and sponsors also reap the rewards of the massive global interest. The buzz around these fights creates a ripple effect, boosting merchandise sales, increasing subscription services, and attracting lucrative sponsorship deals. Brands are eager to associate themselves with these historic events, leveraging the massive exposure to catapult their visibility and influence. The economic impact of these fights extends beyond the immediate financial gains. And you know what else? They capture so much attention, because on each side of the ring are the great fighters. Yes, the best fighting against the best. People pay to see these fights because they are great idols facing off, and that captures attention. In today's digital age, social media amplifies the reach of these fights, creating viral sensations that extend the commercial impact well beyond the ring. Highlights, memes, and post-fight analyses flood platforms, keeping the conversation going and the dollars flowing long after the final bell has rung. How does this relate to boxers? Come on, the key word is attention. You need to give what the public wants to get attention and consequently money. But what does the public need? Today's top boxers understand that their brand, their marketability, and ultimately their success depend on much more than just their ability to throw a punch. Central to this strategy is their use of social media and affiliation, with large promotion networks crafting narratives that keep them in the spotlight and in the conversation for the biggest fights. Social media platforms have transformed how boxers engage with their fans and build their personal brands. They offer a direct line of communication, allowing fighters to share training updates, personal insights, and crucially engage in the art of trash talk. This isn't just about boasting or belittling opponents. It's a calculated effort to generate buzz and interest in potential matchups. The more a boxer can stir the pot, creating demand and anticipation for a fight, the more likely they are to secure those lucrative bouts that can define their careers. Moreover, being connected with large promotion networks amplifies their reach exponentially. These networks act as megaphones, broadcasting the boxer's brand to a global audience and ensuring that their name is synonymous with the sport itself. The networks play a crucial role in negotiating deals, securing sponsorships, and orchestrating the kind of media coverage that can turn a fight into an event. In essence, they're not just fighters, they're products, with teams working diligently behind the scenes to market them as such. The trash talk and public call-outs have become a spectacle in their own right, often dominating headlines and stirring up public interest months, if not years, before a fight might even happen. This continuous cycle of hype not only keeps the boxers relevant, but also inflates the perceived value of their eventual fights. It's a world where potential matchups are debated in the comments section. Likes and shares are as coveted as championship belts, and viral moments can cement a fighter's legacy as much as their victories do. The most successful fighters understand that their brand is a powerful tool for negotiation, one that can secure them not just fights, but legacy-defining opportunities. However, boxing isn't just about social media. You need to deliver the big fights that the public wants to see, and not just keep posting videos cursing out your potential opponent, only for that fight not to happen later. Despite the mixed opinions that often surround crossover fights and how they are taking the boxing money, there's no denying the electric atmosphere and groundbreaking success some of these matchups have achieved. Let's explore some of the most successful and memorable crossover fights and how much money they generate. Few events have captured the imagination and wallets of fans around the globe, like the crossover bouts between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, and the anticipated clash of Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. These fights transcend the traditional boundaries of boxing and MMA, drawing in audiences from both spheres and generating staggering financial figures that underscore the massive appeal of crossover matchups.
Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, the money fight.
Floyd Mayweather, boxing's undefeated champion, known for his impeccable defense and counterpunching, took on Conor McGregor, the UFC's biggest star at the time, known for his knockout power and charismatic persona.
Is boxing's reputation on the line with this fight?
Absolutely. Boxing reputation is on the line. And boxing will live on. And I'm not gonna let no boxing fan down, and I'm not gonna let no MMA fan down. We're gonna go out there and get the fans what they want.
The fight, dubbed the Money Fight, was more than just a sporting event, it was a cultural phenomenon. The bout generated over 4.3 million pay-per-view buys in North America, ranking it as the second highest in combat sports history. Financially, the fight was a juggernaut, generating an estimated $600 million in total revenue. Mayweather reportedly earned around $280 million from the fight, while McGregor took home an estimated $130 million. Figures that were bolstered by ticket sales, sponsorships, and international broadcasting rights.
Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, the Titan clash.
Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight boxing champion with an undefeated record and a personality as large as his frame, has the idea of taking on Francis Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion, known for his devastating punching power and ferocious fighting style. This fight, featuring the biggest names in heavyweight from each sport, was a stunning spectacle in Riyadh and delivered on its promises. It captured the attention of the entire world, with various celebrities in attendance, and generated substantial revenue, despite being criticized for the low number of pay-per-view (PPV) sales. The fight generated a massive income, ensuring Tyson Fury earned around $50 million and Francis Ngannou around $10 million, more than he has ever earned in any UFC fight in his life.
There was a lot of boxers that was offered the chance to fight me, and they said no. However, Francis stepped up to the plate and now he's challenging the lineal heavyweight champion and WBC king. So hats off to Francis, stepping up when the other boxers didn't.
And this latest fight generated a huge opportunity for Ngannou. His bout against Anthony Joshua. The estimated purse of the Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou purse will be worth an estimated $70 million. From that purse, the British is getting a reported $50 million, while Ngannou is getting $20 million. All of this will be before pay-per-view sales. The emergence of crossover fights has sent ripples through the world of combat sports, presenting a dual-edged sword. On one hand, these spectacles have injected fresh excitement and attention into the boxing and MMA arenas, captivating a wider audience and opening up new revenue streams. However, there's a growing concern among purists and traditionalists that the glitz and glamour of these crossover events could overshadow the core essence of boxing, potentially sidelining traditional bouts that have been the sport's backbone for generations. The primary critique lies in the fear that the spectacle of crossover fights might eclipse traditional boxing matches, making it harder for up-and-coming boxers to gain the recognition they deserve without resorting to social media antics or seeking out an MMA challenger. This shift in focus could divert attention from the technical mastery and dedication required to excel in boxing, reducing the sport to a series of high-profile events rather than a continuous showcase of skill and perseverance. Yet this new era of crossover fights also serves as a clarion call to boxers and promoters alike, underscoring the need for innovation and engagement in a rapidly changing sports entertainment landscape. The message is clear. To remain relevant and financially viable, boxers cannot simply rely on their prowess in the ring. They must also captivate the public's imagination and interest outside of it. This doesn't mean that traditional boxing fights are obsolete, but rather that the sport as a whole must adapt, embracing both its rich history and the potential for groundbreaking matchups. In this context, the surge in popularity of these events highlights the undeniable appetite for big fights, matchups that not only promise an exciting spectacle, but also carry significant emotional and financial weight. It's a reminder that in the modern era, boxers need to be more than athletes. They must be entertainers and marketers, capable of selling their fights and their stories to the world. Ultimately, the impact of crossover fights on the sport of boxing is a complex narrative of challenge and opportunity. While there are valid concerns about the potential overshadowing of traditional bouts, these crossover events also push the sport to evolve, encouraging fighters to seek out those career-defining big fights that draw global attention. A great example of giving the fights that the public wanted was Manny Pacquiao. Regardless of the risk, he went out there and did it. Oh, but Manny lost 8 fights. But isn't he considered one of the greatest in history? Well, but let's think. Why aren't boxers giving the audience what they want to see? The shadow of Floyd Mayweather looms large over modern boxing, not just for his unparalleled skill and undefeated record, but for the paradigm shift he brought about in the perception of success within the sport. Mayweather, with his flawless 50-0 record, has inadvertently set a standard, where a boxer's worth is often gauged by the absence of losses rather than the quality or the courage of their bouts. This has instilled a cautious mindset among today's fighters, many of whom now shy away from high-stakes fights against formidable opponents for fear of tarnishing their perfect records. The mantra seems to be victory at all costs, but not the cost of the 0 in their loss column. This fear of loss has led to a peculiar standoff in the boxing world, where the most talked-about fights often remain just that: talk. Social media has become the new battleground where boxers exchange barbs and challenge each other. Yet these virtual confrontations rarely materialize into actual bouts. The irony is palpable. While there's a relentless pursuit of attention on platforms like Instagram, this alone does not fulfill the sport's need for genuine, captivating matchups. The digital arena may spark interest, but without the culmination of these narratives in the ring, the promise of boxing's spectacle remains unfulfilled. The crux of the matter lies in the understanding that in today's attention economy, the currency is not just victories, but the ability to draw eyes and engage the public. Mayweather himself was a master at this, leveraging his persona and pre-fight hype to generate unprecedented attention and financial rewards. However, the lesson some have taken from his legacy is to avoid risk. forgetting that Mayweather's success was not just due to his unbeaten record, but also his willingness to take on significant challenges and sell those fights as must-see events. One example is Gervonta Davis, a rising star in the world of boxing, has been embroiled in negotiations fraught with challenges, particularly in his attempts to secure fights with the likes of Devin Haney and other top contenders. Despite his undeniable talent and growing popularity, Davis has encountered roadblocks in reaching agreements with potential opponents, leading to frustration among fans eager to see these high-profile matchups materialize. The current landscape suggests a dire need for a shift in mentality. Boxers must recognize that while maintaining an unbeaten record might preserve a certain legacy, the legends of the sport have been built on more than just numbers. They've been forged in the fires of daring challenges and memorable showdowns. The most significant word today is indeed attention, but it's garnered through action, not just words. Without stepping into the ring for big fights, the chatter remains just that, failing to convert into the millionaire rewards that are sought after. In essence, the fear of losing the zero has to be overcome by the pursuit of greatness. For boxing to thrive and captivate the next generation of fans, fighters need to embrace the risk of defeat as a necessary component of their legacy. Only by seeking out and engaging in big fights, those that command global attention, can boxers truly achieve the fame and financial success that mirror the heights reached by Mayweather. In the end, the path to becoming a legend in boxing is paved not with cautious avoidance but with the courage to face the best, regardless of the outcome. What we can expect for the coming years is a shift in mindset, and for the big fights to really happen, so that the sport can grow and flourish again. This speech that Mayweather had about defeats was just one of the controversial attitudes of his career, and along with several others, made him the most hated boxer in history. Watch this video that we selected for you to understand the real reason and all the controversies.